Alrighty, here we are. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. Today we are on No One's Land. Somewhat the spiritual replacement to No Man's Land. So far, this is the best blank map I can find. And here's what we've got. So we've got our own farm. We're going to start expanding this way eventually. But yeah, here's what we got. Farms down here. Fields all the way up. Across the river, right about here-ish, I think. About here, actually. Custom road that goes all the way through here. And then we've created all these fields. This field just got made. This field just got made. And this field just got made. And yeah, we've got plenty of hired help driving all around. This guy looks like he's actually about to finish his field. He's on the last pass. And then we're probably gonna, I don't even know. This is gonna be this is already being planted as soybeans. This is soybeans. This will probably be soybeans, and we'll throw soybeans in this little one too. And I think this is gonna be oats. This is gonna be oats. And then other than that, I don't really have anything I need to plant. Maybe some corn. And yeah, we'll go from there. But should be a pretty easy day. So here on the farm, there's still some customization that needs to be done. But it's coming together pretty well. So we have the dairy directly on the farm. I really wish there was a way just to pipe milk straight into here, but there isn't, so that's fine. Coming over to our barn. Used to be the automatic feeder. Works awesome. Tons and tons and tons of manure to get rid of, or slurry I should say, 150,000 liters. It's been full ever since basically I built it. Haven't really needed to, or had the time to spread it. Over here. You can see that we have 150 38-month-old just Holsteins. And they had some calves as well. But before the calves were born, I also added 100 water buffalo, just so I could get some buffalo milk. Not sure we're going to keep these guys. They don't really produce a ton, and I'd rather just kind of fill them up with more Holsteins. We're going to hang on to them for a little while still. The thought process here was buffalo product sells better at the dairy, but the dairy just produces so slow that I'd rather just produce more milk and sell that raw than wait for the ungodly amount of time it takes to, you know, produce any buffalo products. Coming down here, you can see we're starting to build a pad, just kind of waiting for the funds to come in. But yeah, we got a pad going down here. That's going to be another dairy. This one holds 303, something like that. This one will hold like 200 something. Tiny little grain operation here. That's on the docket for upgrades. Silage operation that I instantly changed. We're going to start putting some stave silos in. Purely out of simplicity, and it's just my preferred look, I guess. I wish there was a better place in the barn to place them, but unfortunately these stave silos, you load it from the rear here, and it augers out the front. I wish it was on the same side. That way I could, you know, or at least somewhat kind of on the same side. That way I could put them up against a building. But when they're like this, you kind of have to work with what you got. And then just a storage shed over here, basic machine shed, and a workshop, and then bale barn. So that's what we got. I, for full transparency, have just been auto-loading liquid fertilizer and seeds into all the machinery, all the planters. And that's just purely out of simplicity. I just you know, it's a lot of work. This is like a lot of land that we're covering solo, so kind of make some compromises. So yeah, fuel and fertilizer and soybean or seeds are basically just getting done, cheated in. So that's the plan with those. Sorry if people don't like that, but like I said, it's just so much work trying to manage all of this. So we got him going here. While we're here, let me close something in the background here that's bothering me. But while we're here, we'll get this nice little 7810 started up. This is how we've been bringing silage over to the feeding station here. So we'll get that going. And then while this is filling up, I can show you guys what we got for a combine. I think we're gonna buy another one, maybe even before we build another cow barn. I'm not sure yet, just because, well, we're gonna have to. This is probably gonna be the next purchase. So we have the S790, you know, nice, modern. I believe this is the 2022 version, and I think we're gonna buy basically the same combine. Next one's gonna have a bigger hopper. And it'll probably be the 2018 version. But you can see it's definitely got some good usage. And yeah, we have 25 hours on it, and that was literally out of one harvest. So just as reference as to how much land we're farming solo. And then we leased the bean header just because I've been kind of testing some different sizes out and stuff like that. Because that one doesn't have necessarily the biggest auger on it, so we were kind of playing around with some sizes to see how big of a header I could put on it before it was not usable anymore. We do have, I don't even know what this is, like a 16 row or something, corn header. Yeah, 16 row. So 12 meters wide, does the job. We had 2 of them running last harvest, so then we got some bees. And like I said, over here we have our bale trailer, truck, and then some hay. Oh, you can't even walk in here. Interesting. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Nothing super special right now. We're still growing. This is our 2nd year. And it's 2 day months. So yeah, as you can see, we have some product waiting. And then if we go over to here, this is down on, south central part of the map. So farms here, we're here now. All of this is basically placed, like pre-placed. This is part of the map. These 2 buildings here are factories placed by me. This is a soybean factory, so this is a mod. We're currently producing soy smoothie and tofu, which both of those sound just horrendous, but they sell pretty well. And yeah, we still have so much extra soybean that we're probably gonna sell a lot of it off, but it's a good way to make some extra money on some soybean. Then over here we have the oil plant, and we're currently producing some sunflower. And yeah, so it's really nice having this open area here. Obviously, we're going to clean this up once we have some extra cash laying around, but we're just trying to grow so fast, and we have so many different projects going on that I haven't even had the money to put roads in. We added this huge ramp here. Instead of having to... The normal route is this windy little road right here. Instead, we just cut a ramp up the hill here. That works really nice. That's still doesn't have like a clean road texture on it, but we'll get there. And then the plan is to put something like either this one, a nice little 2-bin grain operation somewhere like, back here. That one can hold 5 mil, and then we can add bore bins to it. or even something massive like this in here, you know, something like that. And then that holds 16 million, so we won't have to expand that at all. I believe there was one more right here. Or this one to go really big, you know, just for the looks, really. And that's only 600K, so maybe not the most realistic of prices, but I think it looks really, really good. I think it'd look cool seeing the grain elevator off in the distance, you know. So yeah, something like right here would I think would look super, super good. But that's all future projects, and we have money for none of them. So, like I said, we're just filling these, cheating it in. I know some people don't love that. We'll fill both these up before we go and do some other stuff. We'll jump back to here. So yeah, the farm's not too bad. There's a few things I'd like to change. I think once we get this pad down here kind of settled in and figured out, I think we're gonna extend this higher platform out. So it's gonna be like a nice clean wall basically right here. And then we are going to, yeah, push this out. So that way we just have a little bit more room in front of the barn here. And then we can maybe put some silos here instead of over there. And then really clean up the center of that farmyard, and then possibly even add in another barn eventually. That would be the goal. Yeah. I think we just had our. He's done already, huh? I guess that field was tiny. We will fold him up, and we're just gonna keep on trucking. Right here, this is probably top 3 favorite tractors of all time in farm sim. Maybe not real life. I've never personally got to drive a Versatile in real life, but love them in farm sim. Super glad we finally got one in the game. I got quite a few of them in the game actually. Maybe we could do that. Do something crazy and buy the big boy here, 600 horsepower, big Roy. Sorry. Yeah, right now it's just all been you know, trying to get that initial capital. Obviously, I built the farm and everything, kind of not worrying about money. Just make sure I didn't pass my turn. Not really worrying about money with the initial build, but now that we're settled in, whatever I had left is what we had. I think after building everything and buying some initial equipment, yeah, we basically been hovering around 100K. We dipped down into the negatives, worked our way back up. Yeah, now we've kind of stabilized, and now we're looking to grow. Here's a remote grain bin here. We had to build that because we outgrew our current grain operation over there in the distance. So we had to build some field side bins just to be able to keep up with our sunflower harvest last year. Turn the flashers on if we're going to be driving down the road. Oh, let me look at our map, see what we want to do. So we don't have any seeders right now, so that we can't really seed anything. But like I said, I think this oats, and oh boy, let's see. What can we do? If there's any byproducts we could do, canola. That's a summer project. The thing I don't like about canola is that is a long grow period for a product that really doesn't. I don't know, doesn't really justify the pay. So you're waiting, what, 10, 11 months for $1,200? versus soybeans at 2100 at its peak, and sunflowers at 1400 at their peak. And, you know, even something like oats at 1100 at their peak, and it's shorter planting time or growing time. So we'll throw. Which one of these is the bigger field? That's the big question here. I wanna put all of our cash crops in the bigger fields. So maybe we head over here and throw some soybeans in here, or throw them in here. We'll do. Yeah, I've been very happy with this farm, actually. Obviously, coming from FS22, I haven't really played too much FS25 since it came out, but having not having No Man's Land really bums me out. But this has been a decent replacement. Let's just go back. Show you guys my wonderful creation here. So yeah, here's the road that leads all the way to like all the selling points off in the distance there. As we run down the road, I'll be able to show you. Oops. Accidentally tabbed out here. There we go. As we run down the road, I will be able to show you my awesome bridge. Look at that bad boy. Yeah, so this map by default, if you've played it, you know it has this huge deep cut river in here. I want to fix all this like weird islanding stuff in the middle of the river. But yeah, we expanded a just basically gravel path across it. Technically concrete texture, but it's a little rough. And I know what you're thinking, it's blocking the water. Trust me, there's definitely culverts down there under the water. Definitely. You know, I wanted to kind of make it look like it was a little rough around the edges, kind of bush-made type of bridge. So yeah, we've got the concrete barriers, and then I don't know, it works. It's nice. A little bit of an elevation change right after the bridge. Didn't particularly love that, but they'll just have a prop truck sitting here. But we'll do a couple loads of silage. Before we start to do anything else. I think we're going to sell... We already have a load of soybeans ready to go. I was going to try to wait to sell a little higher, but I don't mind getting a little bit of extra cash in so we can, yeah, start working on that pad or buy a combine or, you know, whatever we need to do. But maybe it's worth it just to wait the extra couple days. Let's back up into here. Beautiful. Sorry, just trying to... figure some stuff out. It's been a while since I've streamed, so we're just trying to get everything dialed in here. think everything's good. Just if something's whack, somebody can let me know. Let's do one more load. Fill this bad boy up. You can see we're running a little low on silage actually, so let's go empty this, and then we'll head over to our one grass field. That's really realistically what one of our fields should be planted in, is grass. One more of our fields, I should say. Like a decent sized field. Let's run over here and just see where we're at, because I've already done one harvest this year, and it was only a month ago, so it's probably not ready yet, but maybe Farm Sim did some goofy Farm Sim stuff, and yeah, see, not quite there yet. We could spread some manure on it, though. It could use some fertilization. Oops. The problem is I don't know if this tractor can handle our manure spreader, so we'll have to check that out. So let's unhook the feed trailer here, silage trailer, and before we even drive away from it, we have GEA Farm Technologies, and it is 220 horsepower, and 7810 is 175. So no, it is not powerful enough. So we'll have to wait for our versatile to be up and ready to go. I'll just fill this. Oh, nope, that's not what we wanted to do. Here's one of our other tractors. Love this thing. This thing's been an absolute beast for us. The 9R. 9R with the triple duals specifically. And our New Holland is done. So yeah, we have 2 articulated, 1 versatile, just regular straight frame tractor, and then our 7810. So 4 tractors on the farm. Probably gonna be looking to upgrade that in the next couple seasons. Also the New Holland T9. Not the best, not the worst kind of tractor. Sorry if you're a New Holland guy, but I am not personally a New Holland guy. Don't mind them, but don't send for them either. Yeah, for price, because I believe this is modded, and I think for price for power it wasn't too bad. I think we did pretty good on it. It's about the same power as our 9R. I believe it was, you know, significantly cheaper than a 9R, but a little bit slower and a little bit less badass looking. A little older too. This is one of our brand new fields, so we'll see how easily the AI finishes this field. It's a kind of a wild shape. I didn't really do a very good job at making it nice and clean. So yeah, you can see it. It is ugly. So we will get him going in there. Just thinking about it. Yeah, I had to really think about it there. You know what? We have a decent amount of product ready to go. Let's take our box truck, head back to the farm, pick up the dairy products, pick up the sunflower oil, and our soy products, and then we will sell. So that'll be a nice little chunk of change. And we are burning through cash, you know, using hired workers for everything. So it's nice and quiet inside. This is something that's we're going to be looking to upgrade as well in the coming future, is switching from this box truck to just getting a dry van trailer for our semi. Box truck's fine. It's just super, super, super top heavy. And yeah, like you'll see once we get some load on it, the thing just sways really bad. And for a truck full of, you know, our most expensive product, I'd rather not have it sway super bad. Yeah, here's a field we need to remember to cultivate. It should be the last field we need to, so we'll just do that, hit that up when the New Holland's on its way back to the farm. Oh, we forgot 2 bales here. Let's pick these up quick. It's gonna be off to the side, probably. There it is. Perfect. Yeah, I like our little box truck. As you can see, we don't really use it too much. I feel like the production speeds in this game are really, really slow compared to previous games. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Let's back up here. Right there, that should just perfect. Make that thing float. Beautiful. So we'll go pick this up, and we'll head right back to where we came from. Just open these up so we can see how nicely they stack in there. Need to get a smidge closer. Let's see if this worked. There we go. Usually try to wait a little longer to sell, but this will work just fine. We'll pick up our lone little pallet of honey. Honey production feels really, really slow in this game compared to the last, compared to 22. Like really, really slow. And as you can see, we're already leaning really hard, and we're not even, you know, we only have the front row of the pallets lined up. Yeah, production in 25, in my opinion, just feels like super, super extra slow. Hence the reason we're just selling raw milk at this point, is just because it's like we have. I haven't filled our dairy in, God knows, 3 months probably. I think like December was the last time I took a truckload of milk over there, so. Yeah, it's been slow production. I don't know if there's a way to up that production or what. It has been quite slow. So my plan was originally to just save. We've sold off all sunflowers, so whatever I. Yeah, we've sold off all sunflowers. So whatever's in the sunflower, in the oil mill, that's all that we have for that. I should double check that before I lock that into memory, but I believe so. And then soybeans, we have like, what do we have for soybeans in storage? Like 400,000 or something like that. Excuse me. 438,000. So technically 500,000 if you include the 70,000 that's already on our in our grain trailers. So yeah, we're pretty good on soybeans. So I think we'll top off the soybean factory, and we're just gonna sell off the rest once prices are high. Yeah, here's our super steep ramp, crazy grade, but it works. Just back in next to this. This might be getting moved. I might be just deleting this and refunding myself for full money and just moving it. I just kind of place this down as an experiment, and I don't particularly love the placement of it. We'll just leave the doors open, go pick up our soy products, and then go sell. One more box right here. Perfect. Those are on up. I didn't really place this thing the best either. At right, like a little cutout there by the fence is not the easiest thing to try to get around. So that might be the fence might be getting knocked out. We might pull through the gas station parking lot. Oh, hang on to it. Should be a nice little income here. 77K, beautiful. That should get us easily through the planting season now. Loop back around, park this next to the soy factory, and keep on struggling. Whole water hydrant there for the soybean factory. Unfortunately, that's one of the byproducts or the ingredients needed is water. Let's check on if we have. See, we're good on everything. I think the max soybeans we can hold in here is like 100,000. 100,000 soybeans. I have not touched this in months, so that just shows you how slow production is. So yeah, it should be. We're gonna keep our eyes on this price because usually, yeah, in my experience, especially on this playthrough, on this map, if it says the price is gonna peak in June, it's probably gonna peak in May. That's what's happened with our sunflowers and with our corn. So yeah, guessing prices will probably peak either second week of this month or next month for sure. This guy's doing good. This guy just filling up. So yeah, let's look at what we can buy here. No, that's not what I want. I hate these menus in this game so much. 22 is just a way better menu system, but they switched from it. Do we go with the 890 or something crazy? Something a little newer looking. The S7. S7 doesn't really have 19,000 liter. Not too bad, not the best, not the worst. It's the exact same horsepower. What's the price difference? This one's technically cheaper. I'm sure by the time we get done doing our thing with it, it's going to be way more expensive. Yeah, looking for something in the high 500s to 600s. So it's between the S7 and the 790, which is the S7 again, just older. So S7's just either newer or older. So probably older. We could go with the Lexion. The 8000's kind of crazy setup. Problem with that, pretty small hopper. Well, 18,000. I'd prefer 19,000 or more. Um, just purely because, like I said, I'm one guy running around the entire map during harvest season, so it's not exactly the easiest of harvests. I don't know if that 90 horsepower is really worth the extra 40k, especially when it's already 700 horsepower. This thing is a monster of a machine. Any good cases available? 775 on the AF11. Nothing really. I don't know. Doesn't really scream like gotta buy it. Oh, it's got the foldable long pipe. That could actually sell us on a case combine. Just the long pipe, foldable long pipe. I think if I do go with one of the either New Holland or case, it'll probably be a case. That is absolutely disgusting. But again, foldable long pipe. Something I believe, maybe this S7 has it. Is there a base game S7? X9. The X9 is kind of a beast. But it doesn't really feel like that crazy long of a pipe. And I'm not huge on track designs. Maybe it's a huge pipe. Maybe I'm just looks way longer on the case. Yeah, not the X9. I'm not a tracked guy. I used to be. I used to think they're cool, and now it's like just everything has tracks on it, and it just feels. I don't know. It just feels tired to me. I need to find a map where something like this is viable to actually try it out. I really want to try out a hillside or side hill combine. We could just get a 790 side hill. That way we just have it to have it, but I don't know. I feel like if we don't need it, we don't really have a reason to buy it. Crazy drive tires on here though. These like rounded drive tires, pretty nuts looking. I'm so used to like these kind of tires on a combine. Whoa, jeez. Yeah, so I think next combine we buy is going to be this combine, just not the side hill. We don't really have a need for it. It is super badass though. Yeah, look how massive that auger is. Just huge. Or maybe we should go with tiny little Massey. He's making good progress. He's almost done. Yeah, look at that. Both these guys are almost done. So, I don't know what we're gonna do. This isn't cultivated yet because I think we're gonna pull the versatile when he's done. I think we're just gonna pull him from the fields, and we'll let Homeboy and the John Deere finish everything. I don't even know what's going in here. I haven't even thought about it. So yeah, I said oats, maybe corn in both of these. I really should have thought that through. Corn in here probably. Yeah, I really don't even know what I want to put in there. It doesn't even cross my mind. Probably soybeans, if realistically. We just have so many left we need to sell. What's up, Farmhand? It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Just solo farming a huge swath of land, so I'm just trying to figure out what it is I want to do here. Is there any like crazy crops I haven't grown in forever? Wheat is a somewhat boring summertime crop, or winter crop, I should say. Sorghum, not really interested in. I mean, we could do some crazy, like, try onions. I haven't tried onions since the expansion came out. But that's a lot of leasing costs, and we're trying to save some money for some additions to the farm. So, like, I'd love to plant some canola. I think it would be a decent return, but I mean, God, it's just such a long time to leave a field empty, and then it's such a long growing period that I just don't know if the ROI is there. Yield return on investment. But maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll leave that field empty, and then we will plant some canola. I don't hate that. Just trying to think what else we need to do here. I know I'm going to forget something, and we're going to have to last minute it, but I really do think I'm actually caught up. I could sell this. Like I said, I'm probably going to hold off. Wait that extra couple days, because the price should jump. We're at 1,400, 1,500 right now. Yeah, I'd love to see it at about 18 to 2,000 before I sell. So we'll for sure watch it tomorrow because that'll be second half of April. But I bet you by May it's already at this number or very close to that. Will make it justifiable to sell. I don't know how you dry. Do I have like a grain dryer mod I didn't even know about? Factories. Old grain mill, no. Grain dryer with auger system, that's for corn dryer. Okay, so how do you get dried soybeans then if there's no dryer for the soybeans? How does that work? I have two grain dryer mods? Dairy, crawfish. Central ethanol, no. Wait. Soybean in a triangle? What is that? No, that's not it. That's like soy ethanol or some weird shit. Soybean meal. I don't know how I get dried soybeans. It looks like the logos are symbols are couple different mods. Let's see. Would it be under factories? I didn't even know I had this. Oh, AGI green dryer right there. Look at that. Maybe that's our next big investment. I don't hate that idea. I like that actually. That's a nice setup too. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you, Noah. I would have just sat there. I didn't even know I had this mod. I'm actually excited now. This is a whole new another production chain for me. One thing I don't want to do though, I don't want to keep putting everything in here, but I'm like so tight on good usable land. Maybe we'll start clearing this out and put like a grain operation here. I thought about putting a huge like Something like this. I thought about putting something in here. That way all my productions are close, but it just feels, I don't know. It feels not as fun. It feels not as realistic. Like, I like having something of a, like a logistics change, so. Maybe we build like a nice little grain system here. With like bins here, dryer here. I like that. I like that idea. That's what we're saving up for. Or we with milk. See if there's anything we can just keep selling. Pretty over buffalo. I don't really want buffalo anymore, so this prompt would show up. What could we get right now if we sold all 100? Because I'd honestly prefer to just have more dairy coming in. 140k? Screw it. Let's just sell them. I'm not even going to haul them. Get rid of them. Don't want them. Sorry. I think we're pretty good on all of this still. We could load one more load into here. Where we at with this guy? Let's just fill him quick. So I'm a dirty little cheater. Perfect. Versatile's done. Bring him back to the farm. We're gonna get him spreading. This is obviously, this grain project is going to be expensive. Very expensive. So we're going to have to flatten that out. That's definitely on a hill. But a good middle point too, between the farm and the sell points. That's where I'm probably going to build, well, not probably, that's where my house is going to go, and I eventually get the ambition to build that. And just so I don't forget, we're going to drop this planter off. Ooh, case IH. That should be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Alright. We're gonna drop this here because I will forget that this field is not planted. This thing is like so stupidly, simply beautiful inside. I love it. And I want to make sure this is just set. I'm just gonna have this just straight up pull out of all manure out of the barn. I'm not gonna run back and forth and reload. Yeah, refill slurry. Perfect. Normally I would, but this map, for whatever reason, is just, it's been so hard to just continuously manage. I know, dude. I was just saying earlier, I absolutely love versatile tractors. Like, never driven one in real life. We were always a John Deere family, but just the look of them is so clean. Oopsie, oopsie. Hold on. I was joking around about buying Big Roy. I don't even remember if I've actually driven it yet. I think I bought it one time and just never drove it. The thing is just hilarious. Maybe we'll have to make this our next major tractor purchase. I don't love that it doesn't just have like a straight axle dual and it's got these stupid clip duals. I'm a huge fan of that style. Mobile tracks. See, this one goes 27. Does the track go any faster or slower? 21. Okay, not tracks. Another reason to not like tracked. I actually was looking at this right here, but I mean, they're a little slow too. I'm all about it's playing solo, you know, it's all about getting around quick. I don't even know why I filled this up. It's just pulling straight from the thing anyways. Ramp's a little steep. Yeah, it's like from my understanding, it's like a way more of a European type of thing. I don't know. That's just what I've been told, and I don't love them. I'd rather have just a nice straight axle going all the way through. So yeah, I try to avoid any of the clamps, but like obviously here we have. I don't know. To me, they look dumb, and they just seem dumb. I don't know. Everything about them is just dumb. How is Homeboy doing here? How's this field looking? I was a little worried when I made this field. I wasn't gonna like it quite so much around the edges. Especially with this Bordeaux. For some reason, this thing they like skip a lot of patches with this particular cultivator. But he seems to be doing pretty good. Sunflowers are already sprouting. Big planter's almost done. So yeah, we need to... Oh, we still have so much to do. So corn. Oats. Corn. I think this will be our only empty field if we do that. No. Yeah, we still want this. Damn it. I feel like playing it safe with soybeans would be the smart option, but I don't really do things very smart half the time. No, canola, screw it. Yeah, we are for sure doing canola up here. Nice big canola field, so yeah. Oats, corn. Corn and... Shit, I don't even know here. We'll figure it out when we get there. I'm also looking to upgrade my semi, because right now I have... which one do I have? I have this thing. I don't know. Base game Mac is cool. Not what I want. Just downloaded this bad boy the other day. This is what I want. This is what we want right here. This thing's sweet. Right there, nice triaxle. Good corn harvesting truck right there. But I also thought about, downloaded the silage boss rear end for this bad boy. So I thought about that as well. And obviously that holds a lot less. So yeah, we could do silage boss, which is funny that they make this lizard, because the silage boss is actually a Meyer product. Meyer, yeah. But yeah, I think what we're gonna do, buy that triple axle Kenworth, triaxle, and then we'll get the lizard silage boss semi trailer, because that thing holds just a shit ton. Throw some nice big fat floats on there. Right there. So many plans, not enough money. I'm actually really happy we sold these buffalo. I've been teetering back and forth on that. I like Volvos. Kenworth to me is just such a, like, especially like an older Kenworth like this. It just screams like beat up, not cared for farm truck, and I love that aesthetic. I see a lot of Volvos. You don't see a lot of Mack farm trucks, at least where I grew up. Couple Peterbilts, couple like different types of Kenworths. Yeah, Volvos and Kenworths, especially an older Volvo like this. Yeah, like the WIA. That thing just screams farm truck. Also, I know a lot of people like the where was it? I was just looking at this the other day. I don't know. Hood styles. I know a lot of people like the nice big flat hood. I love the slanted hood on a Kenworth. I think it looks clean. So yeah, very excited about buying that. I actually might even keep the Mac. That way we can have two trucks for two different projects, so I don't have to keep bouncing between stuff. But I mean, this thing, it barely pulls this, like barely. So yeah, the old Mac might be getting retired soon. That's why I wouldn't mind a triaxle, get a little power to the ground. Let's see where this guy's at. Okay, so he's just starting his outer pass. We'll have him finish that, and we'll bring him over here and plant our corn. Really should have had the versatile plant that with the smaller planter, but whatever. Which will work. I just don't know what to plant in here. Maybe just soybeans. Maybe just say screw it, do some soybeans. That's because we build that dryer, we're gonna need a lot of crops to justify it. So maybe that's the move. Because this is soybean. I don't know. Also don't know why my planter is planting this goofy ass pattern. But yeah, oats. Yeah, oats. Yeah. Lock it in. Quit debating it. I always second guess shit in this game for some reason. It's not that big of a deal. I also have not, and I would assume it would work on this water. I have not even touched the Highlands fishing stuff. I mean, I got it, and then just never even, like, played with it, so. Maybe at some point I could try to see if it works on this map. I suppose I could just make fish lakes. Yeah, never even tried it. Downloaded it, played the map for like 10 minutes. Absolutely despised how the boat physics worked, and then I just rage quit from that DLC. AKA I was a petty little bitch about it. I think this is the current barn we have. I think this is gonna be just, yeah, like a smidge too big. See, I don't know the struggle of console, and I'm very grateful that I never had to deal with that, because it just seems like console players are always struggling to get like good mods. Although I shouldn't really say much. I mean, 99% of my mods now are from just the in-game workshop, anyways. So it's not like I'm going out of my way to download some crazy PC-only mods anymore. I think if I put this thing like right here, that'll be nice. I recommend it, man. Especially, I've been thinking about going back and downloading like FS19. 25 just, 19 was peak. It was like during peak COVID era, so everyone had time to make mods. So the modding scene in 19 was just crazy on PC. So yeah, I've been thinking of getting back into YouTube a little more heavily, and yeah, make it a 19 series, just because, man, do I miss that game. '22 was good. I think 25 has probably the worst modding scene since like 15. In my opinion, of course. Also, what we need to do at some point is build a bridge across here. Yeah, 22, like I said, 22 wasn't completely bad yet. 25 just feels empty. Like, I go through all the PC mods. I guess, like, all the modders that were just, like, legendary on 19 and 22 have just kind of scaled way, way back on 25. I'm sure there's some, like, awesome modders behind a paywall somewhere, but I don't go out and seek those guys, so. We're gonna run out of silage. Let's cover that quick. I'm glad, sometimes I'm glad Farm Sim doesn't have, like, a realistic, like, grass or hay decay, like Old Seasons mod did, because that shit would be long gone. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to admit, console players, like, on, like, Facebook pages and shit, are arguably, no offense, some of the most annoying human beings on planet Earth, because it's just, you can't even appreciate, like, a good modder's post anymore without it just being spammed by console questions. So, I could definitely see where that would burn people out. Also, the farm sim community, I don't know, maybe this is a hot take, but it feels more toxic in the past few years. Like ever since like like around the end of COVID, it just feels like the community's been a little more toxic. I don't know, maybe like I said, maybe that's just me, but so I could definitely see that would drive some console or some modders away as well. Alright, let's lease this bad boy. Oops. I think also Giants like limitations on monetizing mods. Not that I like the idea of monetizing mods, but that has also greatly hindered the growth of the modding scene. Just because, you know, like I also enjoy like BeamNG, and you can monetize the shit out of BeamNG mods if you're a modder. And that definitely gives them an incentive for something to like keep modding for. Versus farm sim where if you get caught selling your mods, you get in trouble sometimes. Not being able to monetize definitely hurts the community a little bit. This guy good still? Let's fill him up. Tabbing through all my vehicles just to find the vehicle that was right next to him in the first place. Yeah, true. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where Giants, I mean, they do a really good job, like, supporting modders and stuff like that, but at the same time, they also they're kind of like their own worst enemy sometimes. Which I get, there's like a lot of, they have to cover their ass too, because there's a lot of licensing issues with, you know, you have this many real life brands in a game, like, you really have to, you know, be legally careful about stuff. I'm tempted to set up my wheel tonight still too. It's been forever. That didn't scoop anything. It's been forever since I've played Farm Sim on a wheel. That's like, it used to be. Come on now. What are we doing here? Too much angle? Too much angle. It's been forever since I played Farm Sim on a wheel. It's like all I used to play. Maybe I'll do that quick. Yeah, you know, like I said, I grew up being like on a farm in Wisconsin, and we used to be like huge John Deere family. It's like, man, John Deere is just, they ruin relationships with everyone now. them making their, like in real life, all their equipment, like trying to make all their shit proprietary. So farmers have to pay them to work on it. That's no bueno. And then in the virtual world, they fuck with their video game stuff too. So it's like turning into a, unfortunately, super greedy corporation. Who finished their task? Oh. This does not show soil compositions. Let's just go see if this field looks good or not. Fertilize 100%. Okay. Well. We'll take this back and hook back up to the planter, and I'll go plant that field off over yonder. Let's make sure my timeline's correct. Oats are... Oh, I could have planted oats yesterday. Shit. Oats are good to go. Yeah, it really hasn't been that long. I mean, I guess being on PC, we've had it for a long time. Yeah, base game, John Deere's like a pretty new addition, which is just, yeah, nuts to think. Turn that. Head on back. Let's take a little detour quick. This right here, super petty, super winnable complaint. Oh, I didn't do it this time. You don't push these things around. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It always locks onto this stupid ass pressure washer. I like doing pressure washers with static objects. Small complaint, but it's probably one of the biggest ones in the entire game. Let's see if we can do no-till with this and just get this little field done. Yeah, like I said, I mean, custom modding, yeah, they were like the guys back in like 19, 20, and 22. Um, but there's not really an incentive anymore. Like, you can't monetize. I mean, they did a lot of like newer equipment. Um, and it's like every new equipment, it's been done. There's nothing else to do. Everything's so overdone now. It's like even a lot of custom mods now I've noticed are just kind of they feel like ports. Like everything, a lot of shit, like a lot of stuff in this game just feels like a port from 22, especially on PC. Like I'm sure you've looked around, but like itch.io, that's like that was like one of the better places to be on FS22, and on here it's like everything on there is just stuff you've already seen on 22, like just ports. It's really disappointing. Yeah, I try not to complain too much about like modders because what they're doing is a huge service to the community, but man, oh man, is this modding scene just falling off hard. Like I said, I was going like hard on streaming and a decent bit of YouTube during like 2019, or like the FS19, FS22 era. And there was just like always new mods to add to a series, or like when I was playing FS19, I streamed a ton on Twitch. And yeah, I had a new mod like every stream, and now it's like I can't find. The only place I find like new mods is in the in-game mod hub, which is really sad. It's like, man, 2 summers ago now, I was talking with Fearsome Rhino 2, the YouTuber. And yeah, I was like, it was kind of when this game came out about. And I was just telling him, man, I just feel like the mods are like dead. And we were saying the same thing where COVID definitely helps the modding scene. Yeah, everything just feels very cut and paste and bare bones nowadays. I don't really know why. There's no. It doesn't need to be like that. I mean, modding takes a ton of work, so I wouldn't want to do it either. If I would have the know how to do it, but couldn't get paid to do it, I'd have no motivation to do it either. None. And then Farm Sim like DLCs from Giants feel kind of bare bones as well. So yeah, the FS25 just feels empty. It's unfortunate. It has the bones to be an incredible game. It just feels okay. Let's fill this up. We'll do this field ourselves. Something other than watching me fly around our farm. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. Something about the 25 graphics too feel I just destroyed that patch of field. About the 20, something about the 25 graphics feel, they look good. They feel a little cartoony too. I don't know if that's just so they could make the graphics better but still run good on console, or what the deal with that was. But something about the graphics are just like a little different than what 2022s were. That too. It's just never not foggy on this, especially on this map. It's never not been foggy. Is that something you can change? I've never even looked. Graphic settings? The game settings thing. I just saw something. Did I? Or am I crazy? Yeah, whatever. I don't care enough, but yeah. That is something that has been annoying me as well. It's just the insane amount of fog. I don't like that. So many settings I've never even paid attention to. Interesting. Oh. You can't turn it off. You can just change the quality. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It feels like they dropped the ball on this game. Like I said, part of me thinks that some of the weird graphical stuff like that is A, they tried too hard and just missed the mark, and B, I genuinely feel that they made some of this shit like kind of more simple looking for consoles, just so it run better on console. And on console is like a big priority of theirs now, so I don't blame them. It's been forever since I've planted in a farm sim game. This is like the one job I absolutely hire out to people. Get to one of these longer passes, and I'm gonna start breaking up my wheel. Yeah, I've like never ever played base maps really. I always tell myself I'm going to and give them a fair shot, and then they just get really tired after a while. Like really quick, actually. Not after a while, really, really fast. Especially the American maps, they feel exceptionally European. Yeah, that's crazy to me. I consider myself very lucky that I've just been into PC gaming for like a long time now. Sorry if this looks crazy. I'm literally actively setting up my sim cockpit as this is driving and I'm talking. Angle this up quick. Oh, such a hassle to get this thing set up. Could have done 2 headlands. This is very tight. Yeah, no, I promise you once you get a PC, it's at least you get a little bit more freedom to have fun in this game just because a little bit more mods, you know, you can get a wheel that's like, and more accessories for the wheel to make it feel like just a little bit better at least. Doesn't obviously make up for a just kind of unexciting game. Shit. Stuff over. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, my farm's like super concretey right now. It's once I get some more money, I plan on doing some nice detailing to it. Yeah, my farm right now on this map feels very base game Giants created map. Plug this in quick. Just my PC freak out. Thing to set up here, then I'm done banging around. Yeah, like I said, that's the nice thing with being on PC is like I can set up my sim racing cockpit and have a nice, somewhat enjoyable in-tractor cab-ish experience. Where, I mean, you can do that on console as well, just not nearly at the same level. Yeah, I was kind of pumped for that racing game. I thought, you know, like, Farm Sim was a pretty solid, established title. I was like, well, Giants will probably go all out for a racing game, and then they just made, like, the laziest cash grab piece of shit game ever. I mean, I can't say that. It's not, from what I saw, it didn't look terrible, but yeah, it was underdeveloped, that's for sure. Setting this up. Excuse me for a second. I have to tab out just for a second. Oh. Where's my Stream Deck software? Excuse me. Excuse me. Pause for like one second. Just need to get this figured out. Sorry, I know this is not the most exciting thing to be looking at right now. Oh, okay. Shit. Joystick's already apparently rebound. Oh, okay. That's crazy. It pre-binds it as a controller. That's crazy. It's gonna take a little more work than that. Clearly, it didn't save any of my settings. That all my rows are like zigzagged. Yeah. That's kind of, what was it? Not this past summer, 2 summers ago. If you go back on my channel, I hit Farm Sim fairly hard, and I think I technically qualified for their creator program. I remember I applied a little too early the first time, and I was pretty bummed, but that was like my fault completely. But yeah, if you look at like a lot of the creators, they shill hard, and then I'm kind of glad that I didn't get in the creator program because that's not me. I don't blame people that do it. It's like you're not really making any money off of it unless you're like, the squad getting millions of views of video and getting all those referrals and shit like that for game purchases and stuff. But I couldn't imagine shilling super hard for very, very little in return. And, yeah, Farm Sim definitely has their creator community on lock. Let's see if I can. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, it's not like I'd hate having an opportunity, but at the same time, it's not something I'm gunning for. Like, not something I need. Let's see if this is even gonna recognize my steering wheel. It's not. Face. I'm gonna restart my game quick. I know this is like super counterintuitive to not something I should be doing during a stream, but I got the idea in my head and now I want to do it, so it's the way she goes sometimes. Keyboard. Man, I've got screen might go black for a second. On PC, this game also launches like crap. It's like super unstable when it's closing and launching. Pull this down. Yeah, DJ Goham is like, I like him. Never talked to him. I know, like, I talked to like Fearsome Rhino and stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's kind of more in cahoots with all the huge creators. And yeah, DJ Goham's like one of the biggest shills for this game. So if he's like started calling him out, it's like that should be kind of a wake up call. So I'm curious to see what I say this every single year, which is getting old now. But I'm curious to see what the next game looks like. At this point in time, they're too well established to fail. I mean, unless they really just start getting lazy, but they're definitely not really catering to their core crowd anymore. It's like they're trying to bring in just new people by making it simple and easy and flashy. So 22 was okay. It was like okay, it was during COVID, you know. I give them a break, and then I think a lot of people thought 25 was going to be like revolutionary, and it ended up being pretty mediocre. And I just don't, yeah, I don't know if they care even. I can't even tell if they really care that much. I've never played, what is that, American Farming or whatever by the Squad. I know that people love that game for mobile, and I'd be shocked if somewhere in, you know, their, what's going on here? In their like development, they're not working on a console game. I'd be shocked. I bet you the Squad eventually releases a console game or a PC or console game. Like I said, I'd be. What is going on? Why are we not recognizing my controller anymore? Okay, 14% dead zone is crazy. What are you guys doing? That's good. Why are we not like recognizing my? What break? Nothing. What is going on? Well, steer right. I've never had this happen before. Is it just built into the game now? Because that's just something. No. Oh god. Maybe I just set up a wheel for nothing. What if I? This is crazy. I have to just go back to sitting on my keyboard. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'd be shocked if Squad's not working on something. I thought I saw there was like some other farm game in development, but it's probably gonna be like the rest of them that's come out, where it's just kind of mediocre. What is happening? I'm so confused as to why. Yeah, like I said, I've never played it. I mean, oh no. Yeah, I've never played it, so I couldn't speak on it either way. But I know some people think it's just the greatest thing. I don't quite understand what's happening here. Oh, I'm so stupid. I am so stupid. There we go. There we go. any of that. Don't need any of this. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Get rid of anything that's going to conflict. We just delete these and then we're good to go. I mean, yeah, it's a mobile game, so like you kind of have to expect like some level of egregious marketing, but it is disappointing to hear that. I didn't know it was so egregious, but at least it's some level of competition, and yeah, maybe it'll get the next generation of people into farming games, and maybe that'll spark something eventually. Yeah, I'm not like a huge follower of the squad, so I've never gotten into buying his game, but I have been tempted a few times just because I've been super bored at work, and I'm like, well, I could just go play a mobile game. It did bum me out quite a bit. One of my favorite YouTubers for Farm Sim was Kedrick Farms, and he's like the lead designer or head of, so he's lead something now, and he's kind of just abandoned his YouTube channel. It's been a year since he uploaded. He was by far one of my favorites. He was super down to earth, wasn't over the top like some other YouTubers are. He was just very normal. Yeah. Yep. I have noticed that, and it's very jarring. Now that's just crazy. That's just crazy. Once I thought I was ready to go. The missing. There it is. Now I should be completely set up. Didn't even touch my joystick. That's a tomorrow problem. Beautiful. Look at that. But yeah, I have noticed that a few times on this map specifically, even. Excuse me. That the sun, yeah, just disappears. Tomorrow, once I have everything done in my personal life, maybe I'll stream tomorrow and have everything nice and refined as far as my wheel setup goes. It's been forever since I've hooked a wheel up to Farm Sim. It didn't pick it up, did it? It didn't. Alright, well that button's, that keybind's not. Yeah, true. I don't know. I've always built my own PC, and then last PC I got was like 2023, end of 2023, I think. I just bought a pre-built from iBuyPower. It's just, to me, that's the way to go nowadays. I don't love it, but I built a custom pre-built PC, so I knew like exactly what parts should be going into it. So that way I knew I could complain when it came in and said parts weren't in it. But I would highly advise against buying like the pre-built PCs from like Walmart, Best Buy, Costco, Sam's Club, all that shit. I would super, super highly advise against it. Yeah, I've, knock on wood, had an okay luck with my PCs, so. I did break my, what was it, like a 3080 Ti or, 3080 Ti. I broke that when I moved across country a couple years ago, so that was disappointing. Other than that, I've had good luck, and that was all my fault. I broke that myself because I didn't pack it correctly. I am curious to see what happens with graphics cards, though. That's gonna be. I'm more worried about the graphics cards than RAM. Like Nvidia's cutting back their production or whatever. That's a little concerning. They're focusing more on the AI market, which is disgusting. There we go. Alright, wheels working good. Only thing I want to check is it possible, and I doubt it is, I'm sure it's somewhere in here. There's like no rebounds in my wheel, so it's just kind of, there's no zero force feedback or spring load in my wheel, so it's a little weird to feel. But it's working good, actually. I like this. Oh, yeah, I could absolutely see that. I could absolutely see them doing some weird shit with AI. Everyone is. Every single game is now. They're a little too sharp. Let's look at that tree. God, the no resistance in my wheel is weird. Just make sure I can catch that tree. I've never even noticed that. I'll have to check that out. Giants, Farm Sim, whatever their official channel is like the last place I go to actually. Sorry if this is loud. It's like the last place I go to actually stay in touch with what's going on in this community. Cause yeah, it's all just goofy shit. In my opinion. Last little strip, and then we should be able to just do the headland, and we're good to go. Let's whip this thing around. Catch that tree there. We'll just start right on this outer line straight to the bush. That'll definitely not damage anything. Trust me. And we'll drop it and finish this field up. Yeah, that's part of the reason. I mean, yeah, I don't want to make it sound like Giants is ever like I hate everything Giants does, but that's another reason. It's the same thing like we were talking about with the console players. Is nobody's ever happy with anything anymore. So even when a company does do something good, you're gonna read more hate than you are praise. So, but yeah, Giants. I don't love what Giants has been doing. Now, like, SCS software for, like, Euro Truck Sim and American Truck Sim, love what they've been doing. They've been, I don't love how everything's DLC driven with them, but, I mean, at least they're keeping their games somewhat fresh and adding new stuff. So, I love American Truck Sim, but I absolutely love Euro Truck Sim. Been doing a good job with their games. If only Giants could do something similar. Sounds good. Have a good night, Noah. Spots below than that. This field's pretty good looking. Good for my first time actually like legit planting a field by myself in this game. Definitely need to do 2 headlands next time. That's a must. Alright, let's get back to it. I lost audio for a second. All right. All done with that field. Nice. Love that. Absolutely love that. That's nice. Alright, yeah, so we'll take this back to the farm. And I assume, let's just check everything quick. Pretty sure this guy, he's done. Cultivator's not quite done yet. Alright, yeah. So let's take the versatile. Actually, we're going to go over to our coastal field and plant that soybeans in there. There's a couple of things I need to do quick. Yeah, we're almost done with planting season, then we'll be able to jump pretty quickly into harvesting season. Nope. Controls. Let's go over to here. And I just need look up, look down. Right. to turn this down to like 1%. That feels quite a bit better. And that didn't do anything for in-cab controls. Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out later. Yeah, let's switch our crop to soybeans before we forget. And see if we can remember where our road is. It's not the road. It's over here. So yeah, this is sunflowers. This will be canola in the summer. And it should be coming up right there. Oh god, I forgot how good this game feels on a wheel. Genuinely feels so much better than on keyboard. I need to figure out how to actually get it set up to where, you know, you have to push the clutch in to stop and release the clutch so you can just let the clutch go and basically be an auto drive. I need to figure out if that's possible to do in this game. I'm sure it is. There's probably just some crazy funky control schemes you have to set up. What's up, Northwestern? How's it going tonight? I hope everyone's having a good night. We're just finishing up our... right on the verge of finishing up our planting season here on our no one's land farm. We beat me. Pretty good, pretty good. Just got my wheel all set up again for the first time in Farm Sim 25, so feels pretty good. No force feedback of any kind, so my wheel just kind of free floats. That's a little annoying. But other than that, very good. Yeah, there's a lot of tweaks I need to do. I set it up as I was playing on stream, which is not, you know, the most entertaining of stuff. So it's pretty bare bones controls right now. But it's better than nothing. It feels pretty good. Sorry if this offends anyone, but I cheat my seeds and stuff in. I am on PC. Yep, all about that PC life. It is nice. I don't know if I can. Last time I played console Farm Sim was, oh Jesus, 15, FS15. I think that was Xbox One. I'm sure it's gotten a lot better since then. That was a interesting experience back then. This gearbox is crazy, this thing. What? Alrighty. I'm not rubbing it in, man. I'm just telling you, that's... I actually believe it's probably gotten quite a bit better. I think the games now are like very, very similar, other than the mods, obviously. But I do remember back in the day there was a difference. That there. Let's see where our prices are at. Let's just hop in this bad boy. Oh god, this thing's so snappy. Let's get this staged right. Actually, shit, no. We're done with this planter for the year. We can return it. Bring this back to the farm. Oh yeah, this thing handles really nice on a wheel. Oh my god. Articulated tractor plus wheel is goated. Straight up set it to 0% on the dead zone though. the side road here. Or side route, I should say. No road. It's definitely on the docket. We're definitely building a road back here at some point. We're not so broke. Let's see, what do we need to do next? Oh, Lisa Cedar. That's what we need to do next. So Lisa Cedar, and then we will plant our oats, and then we're done for planting season. Pretty good. Not done with planting season. So one more field to do after the oats. That's right, that's right. All right. Let's lease that quick. Too much controls. We're gonna throw the dead zone back up to 1. Because I can't drive in a straight line to save my life, so go back to here. I don't even know which one I want. We don't have huge fields to do, so we don't need like mega. But also kind of don't want to take these cases because they're going to be so slow. Screw it. Let's get them. We'll lease that. And we will lease... Excuse me. We'll lease this. Make sure it's the right one. Don't need that. And lease this. Sweet. Nice little setup. Probably a little overkill on the tractor, but not too worried about it. This one just off the looks. Look. Yeah. We can like no-till this. That's sweet. Actually, we're just gonna have the worker do it. Wheat. We want oats. Perfect. This guy's getting somewhat close to done. This guy's cruising along really well. Man, our silo's gonna be empty so quick. This will be opened up soonish, but we're probably going to tear through that pretty quick as well. Definitely jackknife in this trailer. Pull ahead so that way we're not getting in the way of the feeding robot. Network defense, my god. Goes. Come in. And we can. Done with that now. Oh, what in the world is this? Let's just lease this thing and call it a day, huh? Let's go return the case. I don't think the AI is gonna like it, and I don't fit planting anymore. I'm not a huge fan of planting. I'll harvest and stuff in this game, but planting is just that's just another level of grind that I don't have in me. people love it, some people don't. This is super overkill. Oh my god. This thing might actually require... Yeah. Yeah, we can't do this field now. Let's head back over to the other side. To our next field, I should say. Oh my god. Well, there we go. Let's get him started in here. Actually, let's double check this is the right field even. Things in there. Perfect. All right, I think that's where we're going to leave off tonight. Thanks to anyone who watched. And yeah, I'll see you next time.